Welcome to ccsboardroom.com. ccsboardroom.com brings you the Management Chat series, where today we look at the topic of empowerment and the effect of empowerment on both our people within the organisation and also our customers and the business. It's an exciting topic, and in fact, before we get started, just to share with you, if you want to register on ccsboardroom.com, use the opportunity to go to the forums, to discuss topics, get answers, and in fact write articles, contribute, comment on others' answers, and learn and grow and develop your management skill. Let's get back to the concept of empowerment. I want to share with you a story of something that happened to me some years ago, a story about a hotel. This is in fact in Sydney. Fabulous establishment called the Observatory Hotel. Some of you may have actually been there. And a real situation. I arrived to take a meeting one day, and they have valet parking. And the valet came up to the car and asked if he could park my car, which was great. Took my keys, parked the vehicle, and about 3 hours later I came back after completing the meeting that I was running, and asked to go and collect my car. And the young gentleman came up to me and said, "Sir, I hope you don't mind, but in fact we noticed that you're having a flat tyre, and we called the NRMA, which is the Vehicle Repair Service, to actually repair the tyre." And he said, "We hope you don't mind." Wow, what an outstanding piece of service. I was blown away. Can you imagine? I would have had to get down in a suit and tie, change the tyre. Certainly I'm capable of it, but the challenge was it had been done for me. I went to speak to his boss without him knowing about, did he know what one of his staff members had done? And in fact he turned around and he said he hadn't. He had no idea. What did that tell me about the organisation? What did it tell me about the people and the attitude? They were empowered to make a decision to assist the customer, to make a decision to make a difference to the organisation. What are the benefits, though, of empowerment? Let me share with you just a couple of benefits. It changes how people feel, their self-esteem. It changes how we feel about our motivation to do things. It in fact has an impact on productivity of the organisation, because it allows better and quicker decision making, which in turn impacts customer service. It's great for the effects of the use of time, and can you imagine what it does for people when we recognise and trust them that they have the ability to make decisions? Let's share with you another story. The Ritz-Carlton. Some of you might have had the pleasure and luxury of staying at the Ritz-Carlton. They have a lovely, lovely philosophy which I'm going to borrow and share with you. They have a credo in their top pocket, which is a card which actually says, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen." What does that tell you about the way in which they treat each other and the way in which they treat their guests, but more importantly, how they make the people who feel and deliver the service feel about the job that they do? The Ritz-Carlton have a philosophy of empowerment which is about allowing their frontline staff to spend money to a certain level on solving a customer's problem. What an amazing concept in actually being able to deliver professional service, again for all the benefits I spoke about earlier. The challenge that we see in most organisations is why are people not empowered, or why don't they live the concepts? Here are some of the reasons we see. The fear of letting go. They're not sure if their people have actually got the skills to actually empower others. And in fact, give you some others, they want to maintain their power. So in fact, they don't want to let others make decisions. They perhaps haven't realised the benefits. They're not sure how to let go themselves and empower others. I'll tell you about a book in a moment that's a fantastic book for assisting the development of empowering people and letting go in your organisation that you could use wonderfully should you choose to. Before I do that, though, let me tell you about another organisation that uses empowerment, and that's an organisation called Kennard's Hire. Kennard's Hire have a principle in their organisation which is an empowerment concept called just fix it. Now, what do I mean by just fix it? Their concept of just fixing it is an organisational culture concept that says that if I have a customer's problem, or if I'm faced with a customer problem, I can get involved and solve it for that customer. And in fact, the owners of the business will say, "Thank you for taking action." Imagine if you borrowed a jackhammer and hired it from the organization. You got on site, you were using it, the motor blew up, you picked up the phone, you phoned, hey guys, what about this piece of equipment I hired from you? It's not working. And the person on the other end of the phone said, you know what, sir? We'll hire a cab. We'll put a jackhammer that's working. We're sorry that that's occurred. Unfortunately, something must have gone wrong. But the way we'll fix it is to send out a new product to you. We'll pick up the tab for the taxi cab. You put the broken one back in the cab, and we'll sort that out for you as best we can. How would you feel as a customer? Just fix it. And that's connected to the concept of service recovery. Service recovery is about our attitude towards making things happen within the organization when things go wrong. And if we have a concept or a culture of empowerment, we can maximize the outcomes of the concept of service recovery. The downside of empowerment is that it isn't about abdication. And what do I mean by abdication? That is about not taking accountability and responsibility for when things go wrong. In other words, I can empower someone else, but I as a manager am still responsible for the outcome. Empowerment is about a framework of boundaries. Boundaries about what I can do and what I cannot do. If I'm my people and I understand what I can do, I'm able to make better decisions. Here's a test you might want to do with your managers, your staff members. Ask them this question. Are there decisions today that you're not making that in fact you could make? I think you'll be amazed at the answers you get from your people. They will let you know what decisions in fact they should be making today, that they've got the knowledge, they've got the know-how, and they've got the ability to make those decisions, but we as managers simply haven't let go. What a wonderful thing it will be for the organization when you have that and when you can make that happen. I want to share a quote with you, and this is from a book by Ken Blanchard, who wrote a book called, out of the 1 Minute Manager series, The 1 Minute Manager Meets the Monkey. Great title. And basically on empowerment, and it's a great book to read, an easy reading, but shares with you the principles, in fact, of how to let go, how to put insurances in place that correct decisions are being made, and how, as an employee, to take on the concept of empowerment. If you want to, go onto ccsboardroom.com, go to the management book section, and you can actually order it online. But here's a lovely quote from it, and the quote goes as follows regarding empowerment. Practice hands-off management as much as possible. However, hands-on management as much as necessary. Ladies and gents, I hope that you've enjoyed the series on empowerment and that you practice it. If you've got any challenges, post your challenge on the concept of management or empowerment, and we'll see if we can assist and answer your questions for you. Enjoy managing. Look forward to seeing you again.